Live. You guys are just walking the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just hanging out, right?
Showed up early and
You give me the signal.
wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, we get parked right beside Metal Tech with the beeping back. Well, you're at the concrete show. Of course you're going to hear backup beeping sound.
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Our first, I guess, road trip show.
Yep.
Outside of, I was getting so used to just being in a studio setting and just have to park my ass right there and just kind of do the show and record. But now we just set this up and on the fly, and here we are. Well, so welcome.
Great energy.
Yeah, it's wonderful
For the
energy.
Concrete Expo.
Turned out great.
Did you guys get here right at the start, 9 o'clock, walk right in?
I think I was an hour early.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. You spending the whole day here?
Just scoped the place out, found a bunch of companies to talk to. Yeah.
And just hammer away.
Yeah, we got.
But you brought a friend. You brought a friend with us.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Joey's here from Soil Cycle.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you guys.
And then Brian's back here from Get Phil.
Phil, that's right.
Phil De Athe.
That's right. So we were here October last year.
Show number 460.
Show 460.
Not too long ago, but a little while ago.
So that was the first time we'd ever told our story and shown our faces,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that was a big moment for us. The same week, we started co-marketing with Joey and his team at Soil Cycle. And we saw a 30% bump in our user growth and listing volume on our platform.
Check you
we
guys
have
out.
a dirt marketplace for people who don't know who we are. The amount of users literally was going like that, which we thought was good, 45-degree angle, and then hockey stick straight up. And that week we did your podcast and started doing Instagram posts together. We got 10 million cubic meters of material added to the platform.
So everybody was coming out of not the woodwork, everybody was coming out of the ground.
That's right.
Literally.
Yeah, because I think everyone really responded to obviously the message, and then it's, Soil Cycle is extremely well respected in like the earthworks industry.
Yeah.
Hence why we're going after them, and they're an amazing signal for other people who move dirt in the GTA. That they believe in our platform, and they're switching to us to use furlough tracking.
How's the office? Is the office getting busier and busier now?
It's crazy.
It's gotta
I had
be.
to turn off notifications on my phone because we used to get notifications every time someone visits like the help center, so we can see what articles people are looking at, they're reading about us. I had to turn it off. It's crazy.
So share the deets, and then I'll get Jody to introduce himself too as well, right? So I mean, obviously Phil, right?
Phil, yep.
And the App Store.
www.getphil, PHIL,
Yep.
.app. And we're in both app stores. We are we've really cleaned up our message as well, because when you listen to the old episode, it's like, oh, what are we? And we're like, oh, we do this.
No, you guys did great, man.
We are a marketplace.
Yeah.
So we connect users who have excess construction material, whether it's crushed concrete, people at the concrete show, asphalt grindings, but it's mostly clean fill and topsoil, which is the biggest problem in Ontario, in most major cities. But Ontario, it's huge because the regulations are very difficult to comply to. So we make it easy and profitable to use the platform. So we're a marketplace. But
Everybody's noticing though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're totally
and that's what people are here for, is to save money. And I have a crazy stat to share with you.
What's
right
that?
After this. So just before I move on, like what we are, we're a marketplace, and marketplaces have a unique problem, which is like, if we introduce you to every other construction company in Kitchener, there's only so many.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep using our platform. You can just pick up the phone, right? So we're like, how do we address this problem? We're building this tool, load tracking. Every load of soil in Ontario has to legally be tracked, where it originated and where it ended up.
Yep.
We built that to layer on top of the marketplace to keep people into the platform. Now, every time you're tracking trucks, each one of those hauls is an opportunity to get matched in the marketplace as well. Prevents platform leak, gets people in. That's why we're doing it. So since we did, the podcast, since we started co-marketing together, and I'll let Joey introduce himself after I finish this, we have some truly remarkable stats to share. The average distance that soil travels in Ontario.
You were saying before it was like 65K.
65K.
Okay.
Which is a long trip.
That's a long trip. Yeah. So, and
trip.
what is it now, Brian?
So out of all of our users for the last 2 years who track soil, this is 70 active hauls from like huge companies and companies like Joey's. The average distance that a haul travels on fill is 25 kilometers.
Whoa.
So we're 66 and something % closer than the provincial average. which is absurd.
So it's not so much saving money as much as you're making more
all-
profit, right? It's helping the
distance is everything.
businesses.
Joey
right?
can talk about what it means.
Time, it's
Stay closer to the mic there.
yeah, it's time. It's there's a big value to time too, and traveling more trucks. There's more trucks on the road, longer distances to haul. So there's a lot of things it'll save.
Yeah, but that's serious, right? Like,
Are you guys surprised by that stat when you're looking
For
at
sure.
this and you're changing? Basically, you're changing. Are we going to see more volume of movement on the roadways, or are we seeing more volume of efficient movement on the roadways?
you can,
It's efficient movement for sure.
That's what's
So-
happening, right?
Yep, exactly. So this is helping. I mean, it's helping everybody. You got a job, you can plan better, so you'll know when a site's maybe coming online. So it'll time excavations with like a source site with a reuse site. So it's a lot easier for people in the office, because a lot of the times people don't know. Until the day of the project starting, they do not know where the dirt's going to go until that day, because the site could be closed, it could be filled up. So soil tracking is a tough thing to do pre-construction or right before the project starts.
So I want to introduce, like, Joe, you're from Soil Cycle. So what's the deets in social and IG, all the handles, whatever?
So my partner James, he handles our.
Where is he? He's over there.
Right over here. He
We only
handles
had 3 chairs.
He handles our Instagram account. He handles a lot of relations with our customers. He does an awesome job at it. So he's been really working with Phil on the load tracking side of things. I look after the excavation side, so we do a lot of quarry rehab. We do site alteration permits. We do a lot of farm rehab, so improving farmers' farmland, giving them more crops, more beneficial land use.
Wow.
We look after load, truck, and dump. So we'll actually go to the pile where another excavation company might be there, and we'll actually put one of our machines on the pile, provide the trucking and the dump. So providing a one-stop shop. And we also have the resources to have these dumps as well too, right? So
you guys, Joey's and James,
Literally boots on the ground.
Joey and James are modest. Like,
Yeah.
In the world of what they do, site work, excavation, they are the leaders.
Yeah.
They're terrifying other people in their companies. Like, their name comes up in meetings with huge companies all the time, right? So for us to work with them and help them help us design the app is amazing. Right, we're not a bunch of nerds sitting in our parents' basement building this app. We're working with who we believe are the leaders in each of these verticals. They're the leader in their vertical for sure.
Yeah.
And their feedback that they give us within 2 weeks gets into the app. We launch a new version of the app every 2 weeks. So we're really good at finding partners to work with, and I think the value prop is there for them, because in all honesty, like when we first started talking, you guys wanted to build your own marketplace app. These guys were
you guys
looking
were seeing
into
that the
doing
market
it.
was looking for it.
Well,
you needed something.
we
like that.
knew that we had a value of being on the load side and the dump side,
Yeah.
that we can basically present an app to both sides saying, hey, this is the app we use,
Yep.
this is what we trust in,
Yep.
let's use this app. Making it a very good relationship, showing that we can, look after everything, right?
But at the end of the day, it makes more sense for them to work with us and for us to create this really mutually beneficial relationship. We're getting what we need, and then they are getting basically, control over a great app team.
I know that when you guys were on the show before, when we first started talking about all this stuff, it was the I know a guy mentality,
That's
right? And I get the sense, Joe, you could probably correct me on this, that this wasn't really a talked about situation. You guys weren't really all that important as the beauty side of the construction industry. You guys were just, you figure it out.
So you talk to most excavation companies, you'll see handling the dirt was the call they never wanted to make. It was
Nobody wanted to do it.
No one wanted
Nobody
to make
cares
it.
about it.
They always seem to be something, we got to call this guy, and they want prepayment. They're not running stuff properly. So we're really trying to make it that we've walked away from many sites that we could have gone in and not had permits, and it would have been an illegal dump. People that are bringing you the loads, if you're calling them saying at 11 o'clock, sorry, our site's shut down. Now they got trucks on that's costing them money. They got excavators sitting on a pile. They've got a lot of things that now is costing their business money. So in the last 2 years, we really have focused on doing things properly, and now our name's getting out there. We got people calling us that are trusting in our name. We're not going to call them at 11 o'clock and say, sorry, our site's shut down. It was a hot site. Is what a lot of
that's
people.
the sense I get now, is that the Get Phil app has actually helped bring the conversation up to the top now, closer to the top.
Yeah.
People are understanding the value proposition of like, hey, I need to actually participate in this market.
Yeah.
I need to open bring my walls down a little bit, share my locations, share my pricing. Everyone wins when you just add visibility and sunlight and you just open up this formerly dark industry, right? That no one has any visibility into. Right?
Nobody, or I would say that nobody really cared to look into, right?
It was just overlooked.
It was overlooked, and a dirt is that's a major portion of a cost of a building on a construction job, and it's a way budgets are blown. It's
15%.
It's a huge thing.
15%.
Every project in Ontario, the average cost for haulage and dirt excavation disposal is 15% of the total project budget.
That's a huge amount.
So much money.
For the amount of conversation that doesn't happen, that's a huge amount.
So if Phil can help get that kilometer distance shorter, if we can have active sites that are online that are shown on a map, it's not a hidden site anymore. It's a site that it's not only helping out the people getting rid of the dirt, but some people need dirt. So on the side of receiving the dirt, there might be a commercial project going on, that needs a certain amount of cubes. Well, you just connected the dots, with people maybe that didn't know each other at the time, but on this marketplace, it's kind of bringing everyone
That's the beauty
together.
of it, right? I mean, I'm getting your notifications all the time where you got a new fill, right? And all of a sudden, everyone's being notified now.
Yep. We also, since we did promo with these guys and the podcast last time, we haven't had one person say, I've never heard of the app anymore. Everyone we talked to now
I remember
has
at the beginning
heard
you
of
were
the
talking
app.
about, it was like that rare unicorn that you came across and one person heard
I
it.
ran into a guy at a Christmas party. He's like, oh yeah, I've got the app. Every single person we talk to returns our messages now, picks up the phone.
I know you guys. I know all about you
knows
guys
the
now,
app.
which is amazing.
It's crazy.
Are you guys going to get a little bit of ego where it's like, okay, we brought it from 65 to 20 and change? Are we going to try to get it to like a 10 kilometer? No, it's not possible.
It already feels impossible, and we literally
But
spent
you guys are headed
days
to
and
it.
days trying to figure out, are we doing something wrong?
The
we
type
went through
of-
every hall and checked all the data.
Really?
It's actually true.
It's possible
The
then.
average distance is 25 kilometers on the platform, and the average size of each one of those halls is 4,000 loads of dirt. So it's not small little pool guys moving dirt. That 4,000 truckloads, 10 cubic meters a truck. That's a lot of dirt.
There was no way that this was ever going to happen on a I know a guy mentality. Like it was never going to evolve from that.
It's because it's guys like Joey and James at Soil Cycle. This is our target audience, right? It's a new wave of leaders in this industry who expect apps. These guys are like, this app doesn't even exist. I'm going to build it myself. And then we started talking. They're like, okay, we're going to work together.
Well, just
right?
traveling time for a truck. So like if a car takes 33 minutes to get somewhere, it actually takes a truck 1.3 times that. So it's 43 minutes for a truck to travel 33 minutes in a car. So there's a difference just in time right there, right? So distances aren't sometimes calculated just that as well.
There's some wild stats that we can share too. Like I think the average distance that a truck drives one-way trips on any given project is the width of the country. It's like the entire coast Trans-Canada highway.
Yeah.
So it's so much distance that each truck on each job in the GTA travels.
So just the fuel savings alone, the maintenance on the vehicles alone.
The other thing we announced as part of the bump was the Dufferin collaboration. we were
And
doing
how's
in
that coming
Boston.
along?
It's amazing.
They must be seeing the efficiency on their end as well.
Imagine how much money a company like them spends on haulage every year.
A lot, like insane.
It's like billions of dollars, right? So for us to say, listen, when we scale up for that, it's probably not going to be 66% savings for them, even if it's 10%.
Yeah.
That's like crazy.
Are you guys like the wheels are spinning? You still get feedback from Joey, right?
We
Like
got traction.
you have to, right? You got to go back and forth to still continue to grow it, right?
All the time, yeah. So the way we manage it is like in our internal chat system where we manage all of our projects. When we work with an ambassador, we create a chat room with them. They're chatting with the developers. Like we're giving them constant feedback. They're giving us constant feedback on the product every day. So it's amazing.
How's the workforce handling it?
Good.
The end user, the driver, they're totally adopting it.
Again, it's one of those things where you got your old school mentalities that it's tough to get them on it, and then the new school, and making it easy and usable is a huge thing.
So literally 2 days ago, we just launched the latest version of the app that's filled with James's feedback from the guys on the site.
Yeah.
You know, he already identified, gave us a list. We need to do this. We need to change this. We're used to this on the other app we used to use. And we literally launched a major update to the load tracking
and it's
views.
And it's no longer
literally 2
like
days ago.
it's no longer a different language for you guys, right? To understand what's coming out.
It's so important for us.
Yeah.
And the other thing I have to say is, and because it's still confusing people, so many people saw the last podcast that they think we're charging 50 cents a load. We also flipped it from paid to free. So many people signed up for the marketplace. So many new advertisers joined the marketplace. We realized very quickly we're going to make so much more money from advertisers and from the future plans we have, like promoted listings and finding engineers and stuff, and payments, like user-to-user payments.
But that's the network that you guys are building.
The network effect is worth so much more than us charging for load tracking, 50 cents a truck. So we're making it free. It only took us 2 months to build load tracking because we had already all the users in the marketplace infrastructure built. So that's the other huge change we made, huge update for everybody. We are 100% free and ad supported.
And there's no red flags coming from the industry itself thinking this is
they
construction.
Think that we're
Why
stealing
is it?
their data.
That's
They
what
think
I mean.
that it's like we're stealing data. It's like we're running
It's not,
ads.
though. No.
When you go to the app, it's obvious. There's ads on every single page.
Yep.
We will have a pro version of the app within a year where you can remove ads, where you get like faster matching, more narrow matching, where you can match.
Well, I kind of like that because
material.
now you're listening to the actual pro, the contractor, the tradesperson, the business owner. And we've always liked the idea of separating ourselves from the overall group, right?
And we'll be selling green check marks, right?
Yeah.
Right now, there's nothing to stop someone from creating a company called, Lafarge and making a bunch of bogus listings. Lafarge is already very active on our app, but we want to make sure that when you register a pro company on Phil, you're reserving the name, you're claiming the name, you're getting the green check mark, your company's being verified, and then we're going to have a lot of social pressure. Big companies like Dufferin don't want to get matched to, like, no offense, pool guys who are doing backyard excavations.
Yeah.
They want to only get matched with super high quality companies, and they'll all be verified. So you're going to want to verify your company on Phil very quickly.
Any new things you guys can share that's coming down the pipe real soon or not yet?
I guess every 2 weeks when you install the app.
Yeah, you guys are redoing the app every 2 weeks.
It's getting updated all the time.
All the time.
Yep.
Becoming more and more. So how many users you got going on now that's on the platform, do you know of?
So when we talked to you last time, I think we were like 800
Yeah,
companies.
I think
that
we
are
get
on
just
there.
under 1,000, yeah.
Yeah, so we're well past 1,000 now, which is amazing. So when you create a marketplace, you want to focus on like 100 users
Okay.
who are active users on the platform. We have 360 active companies on the platform. So every month they're coming in, they're engaging with other listings, they're creating listings. That's like beyond what we wanted. So it's starting to get away from us. We had listings created in Utah. We had listings created in Nova Scotia, West. So like we're trying to keep it in Ontario until we're ready to expand.
But it's coming though. You
But
guys think that's going to happen this year? It's got to happen this year. There's no way it's not going to happen.
There's 400 municipalities in Ontario that are all struggling to
Move.
to move,
To move.
Their own material and to to help people be in good compliance.
Yeah.
There's 90,000 local governments in the United States.
What are you saying?
Yeah. So now the problem we're having is trying to help these municipalities, have the right regulations and procedures because they don't have their boots on the ground like we do. So we really, that's one step we want to take to help with these regulations as well too, because sometimes they do make it tough for us.
Yes.
Like in Hamilton, we're only allowed to receive Hamilton fill. Well,
right.
if there's a farm in
Really?
Hamilton, a
Yeah.
Table 1 ag farm, I mean, it's really hard to find
But
Table
where are the
1,
tools, right?
So,
Hamilton regulations, they come up with a rule that says no foreign material into Hamilton. People are like, how am I supposed to work with
Hamilton's already a foreign material.
So
man.
what Hamilton, that's right. Should be the other way around. But really, Hamilton should say to every one of their businesses that operate in the region, here is a free marketplace that will help you
Makes
find Hamilton
sense.
dirt.
Yeah.
But they know we exist.
It's
We've talked to them. I don't know
gatekeeping.
why
Like,
they
it
have.
doesn't-
well, they have control of these permits they're handing out,
Yeah.
and these permits they're handing out are allowing them to dig a hole. Now they're not actually knowing where that end dirt is going to. So in my mind, something's not right. You'll give a permit, and you know what type of material it is, but you're not going to find out on the other end where it's going, where it's getting received, who's taking it.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different things here, and we want to help. We're not coming in here to try to change it. We don't want to break rules, but hey, if we can help and make it easier.
No, but what I like, you guys, what's happening with the whole app now is like, it's really about efficiency on so many levels, but the amount of fuel that you're not consuming, and it's the wear and tear on machinery that we know has a shelf life. So if you can get like twice as many jobs out of that same machine that's doing that work and that tradesperson that's doing the work, then this is a good thing across the board.
The really next stage for us is backhaul matching. So so many deadhead trips, so many empty trucks on the road.
That's where the 10-kilometer range is going to start to happen.
That's crazy, because when you look at the data that we've got, it's like we see it's like trucks driving out of the city and coming back empty.
Yeah.
Out of
which is a waste. You guys look at that, it's a waste, right?
Every one of those return trucks could be filled with stone coming back into the city. So
timing thing, that's a tough thing too. It is a time, and so some of the sites that we have permits for, we don't have that backhaul out of a quarry. So a quarry that has a rehab section that they're working on in their quarry can provide a backhaul. So the dump rate is a higher at a place like that you can have a backhaul, right? So,
but we talk about the network effect, right? We have, 10% of the market in Ontario on the map, probably not even.
Yeah, you don't even
we get
scratch
close
the
to
surface.
50%, then this sort of backhaul matching, intelligent, routing and stuff. That's when that really happens.
That's when it makes sense, right?
But we just need everyone. If whoever's listening, it's like we have a lot of users who just come to the map, they search their area, even though they have material that they need or they're trying to get rid of, and then they're like, oh, I don't see anything, and they leave. Just put your listings in.
Yeah.
You can make them private. And then you'll still receive matches, or you can put them in a year in advance. And you'll be surprised. People will come out of the woodwork and contact you. But the important thing is just put your listings in. And we have a lot of private listings on the platform. There's as many private listings as there are public ones. So if you're looking at your region, you're in North Bay or something, and you're like, wow, there's no listings here. There might be. They've marked their listings private. So
for their reasons, and
for whatever reasons. People use it as a draft system. They just want to use it as an internal management tool. Whatever. When you look at the area, assume that there are private listings that are there. Just put yours in and see what happens.
Joey, did you ever think that the industry would have gone this way? Like this was a viable option when you got started in the business? To
be honest with you, so my family had a landscape company as I was growing up. We did grass cutting, we did all that kind of stuff, and we've evolved. My dad had sold that company, and we started doing landscape jobs and seeing a value in dirt and excavation, and so I seen there was kind of a loophole. There was a loophole, and every time we did an excavation, it was getting rid of the dirt was the hardest part of the project. And when the new regulations were starting to be talked about, I saw, okay, you know what, this is an opportunity. Like a lot of people are going to complain, oh, this is going to be impossible. How can we help? So we, and this is where we're at now, and
it's snowballing, which I really love. It's huge now coming down the hill, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you guys just need to figure out how you can start moving members of government bodies from one place to another and just get them out of the way, right?
Replace them with AI.
There's an opportunity to get them more efficient. But I mean, in all fairness, I guess you guys should start quantifying, if you haven't already, just the carbon footprint that you're saving.
It's huge.
Like that number's got to be like, it's almost crazy.
And there is tons of overlap, right? You're either using the app because you want to save fuel, or you want to
profit.
Like you're there to save money, be compliant.
Yes.
But it's like
saving the fuel.
Either you care about saving the fuel or the carbon emissions, but it's one and the same, right?
So we moved almost 80,000 loads of dirt last year. So between brokering or going to one of our sites,
couple trucks.
So I mean, we see we see things moving, and some of the sites would be us load, truck, and dump. Some we just receive. So yeah, it's there's lots.
It's awesome. I'm so excited about it. Every time I talk to you, or whatever, text or I on IG or whatever, it's like there's always some big milestone happening, something growing, and I just see this thing just continuing to grow. That's when I first talked. I was like, for sure, let's do this because I see the potential. This is going to be monstrous.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
We're gonna, especially when we jump the border to the States, we're going to be.
That's
a
whole
the
other
Facebook
can of worms, right?
For sure.
All right. Guys, I think that's it. I want to just share the deets again for Get Phil at Get Phil.
www.joeydeathe.com. getphil.app, getphil.app.
Yeah, and you'll find it in the App Store on both of them.
Yep.
And then also on IG, it's get.phil on IG. And then, Joey, your deets there?
We're Soil Cycle Environmental, and that's on Instagram as well too.
And did you want the other company too?
and
What are you even talking about it? Yeah.
Contour Group of companies.
Yeah.
So
What do they do? What do you guys do there?
excavation. So we do, we work for builders. We do a lot of commercial. So site
You
work.
know what? Just for my own knowledge, because I actually don't know this. What's the going price of a dump truck these days?
Hourly.
No, the actual cost of the vehicle.
the vehicle.
You're like $250.
$250, yeah?
Yeah.
Any color?
Yeah.
Or is it? No, I'm being serious, man.
You know what? In the pandemic, it was next to impossible to get a dump truck. You'd show up
Really?
at Kenworth and you'd be 2 years wait to get one.
But now everything's back to normal?
Now it's back to normal, and you know what? For a while there in the wintertime there, I think that people were slow. Not a lot of dirt was moving there over Christmas. And
Ritchie Bros is one of our advertisers. They're one of our brand partners on our app. So if you want to, I can make some introductions.
Well, no, yeah, for sure. I'd love to know more, right? Because you know me, like I'm probably going to ask them about the mud flaps, right? I want to bring back those mud flaps that are going to just upset every group out there, right?
I think I told you last time. I want to make a fill mud flap. Just like an overweight
I think you
dude.
totally, you should
Like
totally
laying
do
back.
that. Totally
With
do
a
that.
beer.
Because everybody's going to want to buy them and put them on there. That's what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
right? So, gentlemen, pleasure having you
that
on the
was
show
great.
again.
Thanks
Thanks so
again,
much for joining me.
Thank
And
you.
there you go, hanging out on the side there.
James will maybe next time we'll get James
We'll get him
on to
back
chat
on the
with
mic
you.
next time.
Awesome.
But guys,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're out of
Thanks.
here.